moving today. It's going to be a sight hunt only. It's hard enough to hear them in here when it's dry. The wind's supposed to be kind of calm today, which is not, it's not a good thing, not a bad thing. It's not good because it's not going to be blowing my scent in any one direction. It's just going to be settling. And most of the shots in here is going to be within 75 yards, so it may be tough not having one bust me with their nose. The sand's going to be on the ground pretty heavy due to this moisture too, so. But it's not going to be miserably cold wind cutting me in half like it's been being. So that's a plus. This morning I'm using my Ruger old model Super Blackhawk. The load I'm shooting is 19 grains of 2400, pushing a 250 grain cast hollow point. Very accurate load out of this gun. I was shooting 2-inch groups at 75 yards with it from field shooting position. So having taken a deer with it in 2 or 3 years, hoping to break it in this morning. Moving phase is showing it should be some good deer movement between 9 and noon, so I'm gonna hang it out till by noon time anyway. Just gonna get up pretty warm before too long. Haven't seen any mature bucks up and on their feet yet. Haven't got any pictures on any of my cameras. But I have seen a few young bucks that's already started chasing and cruising, so maybe it's a sign we're getting close to the rut. Let me shut this off and let's see what happens. got that on video, because it happened kind of quick. He was just cruising down this ditch here. And was not appearing to stop for anything. I did manage to get the mic on and camera on, but it was all quick. I wasn't able to do any zooming or filming with him the way I shot him. Hopefully you can see the shot on video. I had it on wide angle. Had to shoot him free-handed. He was come in behind me. Shot wasn't but about 35 yards. And I center punched him pretty good. I zoomed in on him. I don't know if you can see it, but he's laying dead right down there about, I don't know, about 80 yards. So. Turned out pretty good this morning. And the wind had just started picking up and getting kind of cool as well. Happens every time the sun pops out. See if I can back up a little bit. We can talk about what's going on here. This area behind me that you see is thinned out pines. They thinned them out last spring. It grew up a little bit last summer, but this summer it come on up pretty thick. It's really holding deer, but as you can see, it's very thick behind me. Now this area behind the camera where I actually shot the deer, they thinned it this summer, which is on the other side of this ditch I'm hunting. Which you can see a little bit better in there, but it's still pretty rough. But when I looked up and seen him, he was about 80 yards from me, coming straight at me, coming down this ditch. Like I said, it took a minute to get. It wasn't even a minute. It didn't take that long for him to get here. I was quick trying to get my camera and mics and all set up, but I was using Ruger Old Army. Got the brass grip frame, got some desert iron wood grips on it that I fitted myself. I was using, let me take one out right quick. This is a 250 grain Keith Penta hollow point, shooting with 19 grains of 2400. Hadn't really shot it through the chronograph to see what it's doing, but it's doing well enough. So a very accurate load out of this gun. Said I've been shooting at 75 yards from field shooting positions and getting consistent 2-inch shot groups with it, so I was feeling real confident with it. Said I had to shoot him free-handed. I've got as you can see, my bag right over here. It's kind of set up, thinking I may see something out in this thick stuff. I was going to use my bag to help rest if I needed, but didn't need it. Like I said, he went down about 80 yards. It just situation like that goes to show you need to practice multiple field shooting positions, not just from a bench. I basically use the bench to test load accuracy. Once I know I got a good load and accuracy, I do all my practicing from shooting sticks, bags, freehand, just every type of field situation you can imagine. I had to swing way around to I'm right-handed, But I had to swing way around to my right side and get turned around for this shot, and I had to shoot free-handed. But key is practice. Practice staying on that front sight, focusing on it, and getting that good trigger squeeze, and that'll make it happen. I don't know if you can see in the video or not. I grunted to stop him, but when I grunted, he took about 2 or 3 steps further than I wanted, and it obviously put his vitals directly behind the tree. And he was staring me down, or appeared to be. He was staring this way anyway. And the whole time I was holding a revolver up free-handed. I was scared he's gonna bust me, but he relaxed, went back to walking. Stopped about 4 or 5 yards from where I stopped him in on his own, which worked out perfect. But that's enough talking. Let me get down, go track him up, take a look at him. I think he's a little 08 point. I wasn't really worried about any particular deer this morning. I was hoping for a doe or mature buck, obviously, but I let a small buck go in here 2 days ago. But I was mainly just wanting to kill something. My hunting is going to be very slim this season. Very few days I'm going to be able to hunt, so I wasn't going to be real choicy. But this was a 2.5-year-old deer. Like I said, it looked like he might have been an 8 point, and I really wasn't worried about his horns. I was just focusing on him. So anyway, let me get this stuff down. We'll go to him and take some pictures. All right, I finally got all my gear collected and down. There's the stand I was in right there. I've got to get across this ditch. I said, I don't know if you can see it in the video, but he was coming right down that ditch. Came right over there. Let me go ahead and try to get across this ditch without falling. See, it's not going to be much of a tracking job. I can see him laying over there, but I'm going to go over here where he was standing and just see what type of blood trail he may have produced. I'm figuring if that hollow point got passed through, he was probably bleeding pretty good. Yeah, right here's where he was standing, and there's blood right here. There's my stand. About a 35, 40 yard shot. He was standing right here when I shot him. And there's actually blood right there. Right there on that leaf. Blood on that log. I'm pretty sure I got a pass-through double long shot. With blood like it right where he was standing. Go ahead and go to him. I'm not sure where through here at. I'd take my time and blood trail him if I didn't see him fall. There's blood here. Blood on them sticks and leaves. There. Blood there. Blood there on that stump, which he was stumbling and crashing the whole way up through here. Blood on that. Good blood. Yeah, he was bleeding very good, so I'm guessing I punched him right where I had it holding. There's blood sprayed on everything. Right here's where he started stumbling and kicking around, and right there's where he's down. There he is right there. Somehow or another managed to get his foot hung up behind his head. And it looks like, I think he's a little 8-point. Wait, let me get him pulled out here where we can see him. And I'll return just a second. Alright, I got him propped up there now. Pay attention what time it is. 9:08. I think it was about 8:40 when I shot him. So anyway, he went, as you see on the blood trail from where I shot him, he went about, I don't know, maybe 70 yards. So turned out to be a good morning this morning. As I said in the intro and a little earlier, I was using this Ruger Super Blackhawk. So old model, made in 1972, same model as I am. It's all factory except for the grip panels. I made those myself, put them on a little bit thicker than normal factory grips. I like a little bit bigger grip. I got big hands. I had to do some modifying. You have to excuse me, I'm videoing this myself. Let me see if I can get tight on this here so you can see it. With this load I'm shooting, it was shooting high at 50 yards. Can you see that front sight? I had to do some modifying on my front sight until I can get it sent off to a gunsmith. I built that sight up with some JB weld, filed it down, and works real good. Painted it white. Rear sight is a bow in rough country, and makes for a real good combination. The best I could do with the factory sight, they're notorious for those older models having short front sights. Best I could do with the rear sight bottomed all the way out, and as fast as I wanted to shoot the load anyway, I couldn't get it but about 4 inches height 50 yards, and that's I like zero my revolvers at 2 inches high, but just couldn't make it happen. So anyway, it's a temporary fix. Works out pretty good. It took this nice little young buck. I'm gonna say this is I thought he was a two and a half year old when I seen him coming, but he may actually be a year and a half old buck. Regardless, he's gonna eat good. So and it made for an exciting morning this morning. He just made a gurgle. You can see right there is the entry hole. Center of the shoulder on the on side that I shot him, and I actually, with all the blood, I actually thought I was gonna have an exit, but I didn't. So I'm looking forward to finding that bullet lodged in the shoulder, soft side shoulder, and see what it looks like. Now it's time to take a few photos.